So you got rejected. Now what? I'm gonna say what I always say, and this is gonna be my same answer every single time. It's analyze your actions, analyze what you did wrong, and try to figure it out by yourself, man. Try to figure out by your own self what happened that got you that rejection. Now, there may be tons of different rejections, right? So, in every single time it may be different. But let's say you got rejected by a girl, right? So you were talking with this girl, you tried to kiss her and she pulled away, whatever. Maybe it wasn't the right time, or maybe you got friend zoned and you were too foolish to not be able to tell that. You were pursuing a girl that didn't show you enough interest. And that's like, actually, this is like the simplest example, because when a girl is interested in you, she'll make it 1000% clear, right? So it's like, literally, she will text you first, she will call you, she will try to set up the date with you, she will ask you out. She will ask you, like, hey, do you want to go out with me this day, for example, or something. She will try. And girls actually do this. I'm not saying that just because you had to do the first steps that she's not interested in you, okay? Some girls actually require more push, and some girls actually like want you to take the lead. That's okay, but on the date, how receptive she is to you, to your physical touch, to how her body language is, all of that, you should analyze what you did wrong, and you should take a look at your track record of winning and losing on the first dates. Your past successful dates, you should take a look at them and see what you did right. For example, what signs that girl gave you that she's interested. It's pretty simple with girls. Now, we're gonna get into the more difficult type of rejection to analyze, which is getting rejected by a client, right? You go on a coaching call, for example, or you go on a sales call with a prospect, with a lead, with somebody that doesn't pay you already. They're trying to close and you fail there. That's for a multitude of reasons, and you have to analyze it, right? What you do is you analyze, but you don't give up. So just to answer the title of this video, what you do after you get a rejection, you go again for the next one. But you try to analyze if there's anything you could have done, or if it's out of your control. Because not gonna lie to you, I'm gonna use the example of girls again. Maybe her dog just died, and she's really just not receptive to you, and that's absolutely okay. Girls, when they lose somebody that they love, for example, like a family member, or fucking hell, maybe a girlfriend, or maybe her boyfriend, maybe she just broke up with him, maybe she doesn't want dick immediately, which actually a lot of girls do, but let's say that she's an exception to the rule. Some things are out of your control, but if it makes sense, and if you can feel that you may have made the mistake at some point, analyze it. This is how you get better at chess, for example. Andrew Tate gave this perfect example. If you lose a chess game, you go back and you analyze the game, which is what most players don't do, and I don't do this usually either. Which is something I should work on if I want to get better at chess. Analyze your loss, analyze why it happened, analyze what was within your control and what wasn't, and what can you improve? What could you improve for the next time? So let's say on a sales call, you gotta know, you get an objection. For example, it's too expensive, or I don't got money, I can't afford it. Then you just ask him about his financial situation. Now, don't be too pushy with this. I've done this mistake on a sales call. The best way to find out their financial situation is ask him before you pitch him, right? Just ask him, hey, what do you do for work right now? Just ask him what they do. And if he's like a fucking 15-year-old kid who lives in his mom's basement and makes $0 a month, he's not gonna be able to afford your fucking coaching or your services. For example, if you're in a video editor or anything, providing value. He may be interested, but he doesn't have money. That's your fault for picking the bad lead. That's why when you make a Calendly link, you have a couple of questions that you can ask them up front before that. So you can filter out the good leads and the bad leads, and then you can cancel the meeting. So if you ask them, do you make at least $1,000 a month or more, for example, you can put that as a question there. If they say no, you just filter them out. If your coaching is fucking $500 a month, right? Half of their fucking salary, they're not, it's gonna be very hard to close them on that, right? So pick better leads, better girls, for example. And just when you get rejected, don't get discouraged, because this is what we used to do with my friends. I got this idea from a YouTuber. I don't even know who it was because it was a long time ago. I just remember like somebody said, we go get 10 rejections with my 3 buddies, and who can get 10 rejections as fast as possible from a girl, he wins. When you go for the fucking rejection, that's your primary objective. You don't go into it with this neediness. So you're at a point now where You just don't give a shit. And usually when you have that abundance and when you don't go in there with this needy energy, that's when you get the growth. This is a way. Try new tactics. Try to change things up a little bit. Try to switch things up. This is how you get better at anything pretty much in life. Analysis and improvement. They say you get better by practice. Practice makes perfect. But that's not, doesn't apply to everything, right? For example, speaking. Bro, you get better at speaking by watching your own videos and podcasts like I do. I watch my own videos back. And I just take notes that I say too much, I say too much like, I say too much so, and then I have a stop, for example, and I edit that out, but I take a note in my journal before I read a video, before I made this video, started recording. I opened my fucking journal. I opened this journal right here. Take a look at my notes. I saw what to keep in mind for this video. So what I would say is just analyze your mistakes, write them down, get some paper, get a pen, write them down, and before you go at it again, look at your past mistakes and try to avoid them. But honestly, don't take rejection personally. The people are usually not rejecting you personally, but what they see. Because, for example, a girl doesn't see you in all situations. She doesn't see you and what you are capable of, what have you been through. Tinder is the best example. The girl doesn't see you. A girl sees the outside of you, how you look. On Instagram, at least you can see what you're about, right? What do you do actually? A little bit more of your story. On Tinder, this is why I don't like Tinder anymore. Right? It's basically just based on looks. And if you can display some lifestyle. That's basically it. And that's why you were gonna find materialistic girls, you're gonna find kind of shallow girls a lot of times. It's just not the best plethora of options, so that's why I wouldn't recommend that. So yeah, when you get rejected, you just analyze the chessboard and try to avoid past mistakes. It's like kind of simple, I hate to say, but it is simpler than it needs to be. So keep this in mind for the next time you get rejected, and that's my advice on how to handle rejection. You get rejected, you analyze your mistakes, and you go on the next one. And you have to understand that you're gonna repeat this visceral cycle over and over again until you get perfect at it. You get perfect at analysis and improvement and repeat. So if you can not take a rejection personally and emotionally and not let it do damage on you, if you can do that, the rejection handling is gonna get pretty easy for you. So this would be my advice to how to handle rejection, guys. And yeah, I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I hope that you found this helpful. Again, if you want to get that six-pack and you want to finally get in the best shape of your life like I got, DM me on Instagram and we'll see. So yeah, with this in mind, guys, have a beautiful day, evening, morning, whatever time it is for you. And I'll see you all on the next one.